For the most part, 90% of your apprenticeship is on the job learning with experienced tradespeople. The other 10% is an in-school component, spent in a community college, but there are other variations of this. For a young person to become involved, they would have to find an employer who is willing to train them. Now these opportunities are out there, but the candidate must be willing to seek them out, because employers are looking for only serious apprentices.
How did you get involved with your career?
Since I was very young, I've been involved in lots of carpentry, like renos, and then after high school I got more into the house building.
I wasn't sure at first. I wanted to go to art school, but I didn't have enough money, so I stayed here and I just did hair because it was an easy course to take, I thought, and quick, and I ended up loving it.
And I went through the phone book and I called all the unions in Thunder Bay, and the pipe fitter plumber union was hiring or taking in applications, therefore I applied now.
What level of education is needed to start my career?
Most apprenticeships require a grade 12 diploma. There are some exceptions in some of the construction trades, where grade 10 will suffice. However, the door is closing on most of those.
Well, at the current time, a grade 12 or a grade 12 equivalency is required.
I started with a grade 10 education. Back in 1965, I worked on various projects around Northern Ontario.
You pretty much need grade 12 to get a career in automotive.
You need a grade 12 education from high school, and after that, mainly just find an employer that will take you on as an apprentice.
What steps did you take to get where you are?
Basically a 5-year apprenticeship. You have to go away for 3 2-month intervals to trade school, and in town here we have the gas tickets and oil tickets. You need your ozone depletion certificate, just a couple different certificates for the trade itself.
It's a 5-year apprenticeship. There's 3 requirements for trade school, 3 8-week periods for trade school, and a final exam at the end to become a qualified tradesman.
First, graduate grade 12, like get your diploma for high school. Then what I did was I joined the electrical union here in Thunder Bay and started my apprenticeship. And then from there you have to go to trade school 3 times. And after you get a certain amount of hours, it takes about 5 years, you can write for your journeyman's ticket. Then you're a certified electrician.
Went to the school here, Pivot Point, New Wave School of Hair Design, and I went there for 10 months, and you train with them, and then I had to apprentice at a shop for 2,200 hours, and you just work and you learn from other stylists, and as time goes on you learn more, just doing things yourself.
But I would recommend working in a kitchen before pursuing school, and I mean the studies that you would take there would be a college program in culinary arts and hotel management. You could take it at Niagara College, George Brown Confederation has a good program, and after that you would have to become an apprentice and get your hours to earn your red seal.
Either you can go through a union or a private employer. After every year of work, usually 2 months of school, leads up to 3 times, 6 months in total, and then after that you can write for your final interprovincial ticket, and you're good to work in Canada anywhere.
An apprentice who works with a company full-time will probably have his apprenticeship done in about 4.5 years.
Why is this an important job position to the rest of our community?
Without skilled tradespeople, we'd find ourselves in a situation where things would break down, things wouldn't work, we wouldn't be able to get supply and demand, we wouldn't be able to compete globally if we didn't have the skilled people that it takes to produce the items that we need, and in this global economy the rest of the world might need.
Without our work, and I mean without all the trades, we need all trades for this, you know, like society wouldn't really exist right now. We would have no toilet papers if it wasn't for the paper mills. We wouldn't have our buildings if it wasn't for the wood mills, you know, putting out our lumber, our OSB, etc. Unfortunately,
without the electrical trade, without any trade, to be honest with you, we can't operate. We need tradespeople in our society, and that's why we have to continue in this manner.
There's always people hungry, and if I can do my job and make that experience for them a little bit better than something they would eat at home or at McDonald's, it's kind of gratifying for me.
I mean, people are spending more money on automobiles than anything else. I mean, they spend more in their lifetime on an automobile than they do on their house. And it's the biggest expense. I mean, most families are 2.5, 3 cars now, and people will always drive. And vehicles always need repair.
We have to look after the water system as well as the sewer system to keep things sanitary.
You're always going to need new houses. It's not something that's going to end.
Everyone will always need heating, and now with global warming and everything, people are starting to, it's getting warmer and warmer out, so there's more demand for air conditioning. There's always grocery stores, they always need their fresh vegetables and meat and everything cool. Just always a demand for it.
I think that it keeps the community looking beautiful.
Well, we provide heat and we provide steam for process, so places like hospitals use steam for cooking, they use it for humidity.
Because hair grows and we want to make you guys look beautiful.
If there's no electricians, there'd be no electricity.
I guess you wouldn't have got here today without us.
It's important for us and our economy to have skilled tradespeople to make our economy move. Everything needs to be built, manufactured, fixed. Our infrastructure needs to keep growing. We need to keep our energy supplies moving. We need to keep the service industry moving. What we eat, how we dress, how we look. A lot of that is governed by what skilled tradespeople do. We're living in a technical world where everything we touch, from our toasters, telephones, computers, and couches, to our clothes and hair, it is all regulated, manufactured, serviced, and produced by skilled tradespeople.
Why might I be interested in this trade?
It's fun every day. It's not stuck in an office job, or you're out in the weather, and it's physically demanding, so you stay in shape, and that's why I enjoy it.
For me. And I mean, I get to put my own creativity into the dishes as well, and I get to add my own flair, I guess. So everything I make is kind of my own, which is kind of a unique thing that you don't get with many other jobs.
I think someone could, have a chance to actually see the trade or get to know a bit about it would probably want to pursue it. The fact that it's challenging and it's ever changing all the time. You're not working on the same thing every time, it changes.
People would be interested in this trade for the simple reason there is a challenge behind it. There is a good wage. It's the opportunity to not be stuck like in one particular area. You're moving from place to place. It's not a boring trade, and it's very prosperous.
One might be interested in becoming this trade is, first, you don't have to go sit in the same office every day. Get to see different places. Sometimes you're on a big job, sometimes you're moving from job to job in like one day or whatever, and I don't know, I find it exciting. Get to go to cool places instead of just sitting down at a desk all day. Instead of going to school and having your entire life to pay off your school debts, seeing as university is so expensive nowadays, I became and started making money right out of high school.
No job's ever really the same. It's always something different. You never get bored with it. It's good hard work. It keeps you in good shape. You feel good at the end of the day.
just because you meet different people from all over and you really get close with them. They're kind of like friends, your clientele. Like after 10 years, I built up such a good clientele. It's like you're meeting your friends every day, and it's kind of nice. And you get to always do something different. Like I couldn't stand being at a desk job and sitting there typing. Like I'm the type I like to move around and do different things all the time. So.
It's interesting. You learn quite a bit.
You know, you get up in the morning and you're always somewhere different. You're outside or you could be inside, but you know, at the end of the day, when you complete a job, like say, you know, exterior of a building, you're changing the colors. You know, you can take something that looks, you know, fairly old and weathered, and you can restore it to its original look.
I enjoy it because it's physical labor. It actually keeps you motivated and you feel like you've accomplished something at the end of the day. You're working in several different areas. I work in construction, so you're all over the place. You meet all kinds of different people, and all the guys are great to work with. I haven't run into any problems with them, and just basically it's overall satisfying.
Well, if you like to travel around Northern Ontario and see the countryside and whatnot, it's a good job because a lot of jobs are outside the city. Not every job happens inside the city. A lot of the town work, which requires travel to that site and back and forth.
It's very gratifying to see that the work is done and it's done in a proper manner. And my most gratifying thing would be deficiencies are cut down to nil.
You gotta have the interest in it. The wages are going to be going up. There's going to be a lot more job openings.
How much will my starting wage be?
I think the journeyman rate right now is $37.50 or $38, and first year apprentice would receive 45% of that.
Full wage is about $35 an hour, and when you start your first year apprenticeship, you're usually making about 40%, and every year it moves up about 10%, so every year you get a raise.
You make around roughly 10 to 23 an hour.
Most apprentices start at 50% of what a fully certified worker is making. It will vary depending on the employer. In union settings, the wage is set depending on where you are in your apprenticeship.
Why is it important to have new apprentices?
Without tradespeople, we cannot go on. Tradespeople are always going to be required.
Without new apprentices coming into our trade would basically collapse. And if our trade collapsed, that could put our whole lifestyle, our whole country into turmoil. Turmoil, I guess, would be the simplest word.
People are getting old and retiring, and somebody's got to fill in their shoes, and we run out of tradespeople. It's harder to get houses built or get them done on time because there's fewer tradespeople.
It's important to have apprentices because, like I was saying, with the aging workforce, there's nobody behind them to take the positions. And we need skilled trades and we need people to work, and there's plenty of job opportunities for skilled trades.
A big thing with it is that a lot of people aren't going into the trades right now, and haven't been for quite a few years. So we're coming up on a shortage. It's a good trade. You gotta like the work. You gotta have the interest in it. But the wages are going to be going up. There's going to be a lot more job openings. So it's a lifetime career.
There is an impending shortage of skilled tradespeople in certain parts of our country and in this province. There is a big demand. There are listings in newspapers, websites, and billboards looking for skilled people to come and work. They're very much in demand, and this will continue as we're looking at the baby boomers leaving the workforce and entering into retirement. a third of our workforce leaving in the next 10 years. This has been put into some big, staggering numbers that have been brought up to the Conference Board of Canada. They're talking about a shortage of up to 1 million skilled tradespeople that will be needed by the year 2020.
I mean, most guys are going to be retiring or getting pretty close. So if we don't get the apprentices starting now, there's going to be no one to fill their shoes.
It's an interesting job. You get to make art, I guess. Basically, the plate is your canvas. The ingredients are your paint, if you will, or your clay, and you get to put it together. It's your own creative vision. So if you feel like being creative and you don't really know how to paint, and you love cooking for yourself at home, you may as well give it a whirl. You may as well try it out.
You're not going to make it. If you're energetic and you've got brains, you will make it. You will.
Don't be scared, get your hands dirty.
Something different every day. Not stuck doing the same thing. You can be inside drywalling, outside shingling, siding, hardwood flooring. Just something different every day, framing. It's nice to change it up every now and then.
It is an art form because you're just sculpting and using colors, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty artistic for sure.
Somewhat rewarding. There's always different. You're always in a different setup, a different scenario. And you're always learning different things, troubleshooting, and just a good career to be in.
Basically, anybody that's getting involved in the trade, it's good to keep safety in the back of their mind. Whether they're working with electrical, moving equipment, water, just make sure that anything you're working on is brought to a zero mechanical state before touching it.
Skilled tradespeople are continuing to learn every day, and the bar is being risen. Skilled tradespeople were often thought of in the past as having strong backs and weak minds. That's by no means the case. You are being paid from the neck up, and it definitely is skills, as tolerances and expectations have been risen in most industries in the last few decades. We're looking at skilled tradespeople that are intelligent, aggressive, and entrepreneurs.